everybody, it's Laura, Black and White Heart Tarot and Adventure. I'm going to do one more today, one quickie for the shorts, okay? I'm going to do an Alice in Wonderland, phone permitting, as usual, if anybody watches my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well today and have a good week. I just wanted to get a couple quick messages out, okay? So we have the Duchess's Cook. Actually, I'm going to do one of them. That's it. One of the Duchess, one of the Alice in Wonderland Oracle, which is the Duchess's Cook. Okay, I'm using one tarot card from the Native American Tarot deck. Okay, and I already shuffled it because I had to find the message because this one's a little more difficult to find. And the card was Warrior of Vessels. Okay, so Warrior of Vessels, the Duchess Cook, and then we're gonna do Starlight Oracle messages. Okay. Phases is one of them, and New Beginnings is the other. All right, so we're going to use Warrior of Vessels as kind of the first message. Okay, I don't know what it's gonna be. Let's see. No particular topic. Let's see what my guides want to bring through. Warrior of Vessels, whiskey and disease help to destroy the Native American way as effectively as the gun. One reason for this was the only unalterable rule of all tribes everywhere, the concept of individual free will. No one had the right to deny another the freedom, the right to do whatever was desired with self or personal property. If a formerly good hunter was no longer able to even stand, much less hunt, because of an addiction to the white man's liquid invention, firewater, that was lamentable, but still his business. If because of this addiction he ran out of food and had to trade the body of his wife for provisions, that was disgraceful, but still his business. If she caught a disease from the white trader her husband lent her to and passed it on to him, that was horrible, but still his business. If the disease was not venereal but contagious and the whole band caught it and was decimated, that was everyone's business, but now it was too late. The Warrior of Vessels portrays a brave mounted on an Appaloosa. A buzzard circles in the sky. The brave took the option to get drunk and ride off to a ridge to survey an expanse of empty range, valleys empty of game, and streams empty of fish. Life, too, is empty, empty of the hope of the way life was to his people for a millennium. The Warrior of Vessels, in spite of his status, is usually passive. He is graceful, dilettante, and passively amiable. He is quick to respond to and even enthusiastic about physical attraction, but his endurance level is not overly high. He has little depth of character and is very sensitive to external influences. Well, he sounds like somebody who's more worried about what he pleasures than anything else, I would say. Okay. And the card is saying that's his choice, that's his business. That's what I perceive out of it. Okay. So that's one thing. Let's see what else. The Duchess's Cook. Let's see what this message is trying to tell us. Okay. The Duchess. see the Duchess. Make sure that's what we're doing here. Aha, the Duchess's cook. In the story, a tempestuous character, this cook was summoned to a court as a witness in the Knave of Hearts trial. At first, she refused to make any statement. Then, when asked what her tarts were made of, she answered that the most important ingredient was almost always pepper, and she used it so much that it made everyone sneeze at the Duchess's house. Meaning, spices, pepper for instance, can help enhance the taste of food, and this principle applies to your life too. Of course, the point is to find the right measure. No pepper means everything is flat. Too much pepper and you will be sneezing and crying all day. Use the right amount of spice and make your life a culinary masterpiece. Key question, would you say that your current life is spicy enough, or do you have the feeling that it may be lacking flavor? Also, I would say balance. So let's keep going, because maybe if you add too much spice and you're not balanced, you end up like the warrior of vessels, which is just pursuing too much, too many desires. But again, it's your business, right? Now, if you feel like your life is dull and you're just sitting in the house and say maybe you've been healing from dealing with the warrior vessels who came in and came out because they were pursuing what they wanted and then they took off again, then I would say it's time to spice it back up maybe a little bit again, okay? And get out there. Put yourself out there a little bit, but be balanced, okay? So it could go either way. All right, and then our starlight cards say phases, shine even when you're not whole. Okay. Yeah. Be balanced. Don't let overindulge. Don't let let yourself shine. Add a little spice, even when you're feeling down. Either if you've been the warrior of vessels or you've dealt with one, okay? It's okay to feel, but shine. Don't let it get you all the way down, okay? Because new beginnings, from chaos comes calm. Okay? That was pretty simple. All right? So, don't pursue too many pleasures, even though it's your choice. It could take out your whole clique. And if you're being too much of a little hermit, add a little spice and get out there, okay? Just be balanced. Don't over spice it, right? Even if you're feeling a little down, make sure you still shine, because you always have the light inside of you, and you always have your guides, and you always have God and your angels and friends and people who I'm sure still think you're really valuable, okay? Because you are going to get over all of this and have new beginnings, because from chaos comes calm. Okay, that's good. That's all I'm doing. I'm really hungry. You guys have a good weekend. Check out my shorts. Check out my full-length videos. I hope you like the channel, Black and White Heart, Tarot and Adventure. This is Laura, and I hope you have a good week. Okay? All right. Have a good night. Bye.